Hey everybody, hope you brought your appetite and some extra napkins, because today I'll be giving you a review of my visit to Texas Roadhouse, along with some background information on the restaurant chain. How many of you like to make dinner after a nice long work week? By a show of hands. Well, since this is an online communication class and I can't see my audience, go out on a limb and say, not too many of you raised your hand. This is where my journey begins, placing a pickup order on my way home from work. I'd like to first go over some background information on Texas Roadhouse. The first Texas Roadhouse was created on February 17th, 1993, after Kent Taylor and John Brown had complications with their first restaurant, Buckhead Mountain Grill. Texas Roadhouse is known for their Southwest twist on Texas food. Most of the food is handmade from scratch, very popular selecting your own steak you want them to cook for you. Ribs, chicken, seafood, and other choices are their main dishes. As for side dishes, you got sweet potato, baked potato, mashed, loaded potatoes, green beans, chili, sauteed mushrooms, salad, and onion blossoms. The Texas Roadhouse I visited is at 3333 North Texas Street in Fairfield, California. Now let's look at the negatives of my visit. I had placed an order online for pickup about an hour before I got off of work. I pulled into the parking lot, and there's a small line waiting to talk to the host who's outside under a canopy. I get in line, and there's only two people in front of me at this point in time. Then a group of 10 people come rushing to the front, saying that they received a text message about 27 minutes ago that their table is ready. The hostess tried to explain after 10 minutes we typically call the next person, and after waiting 15 minutes, we'd given their seat away. The party of 10 started to yell how racist Texas Roadhouse is, how this shouldn't have happened, along with many other terrible things that I can't really talk about right now. While this is happening, another party walks up to the front of the line and starts to yell about how they should be seated because they too thinks it's racist that they're way in the back of the line. Another worker hears the commotion, pops his head outside, and sees two large groups of people yelling at the hostess, goes back inside immediately. Now the hostess is trying to convince the two groups of people that Texas Roadhouse is not actually racist Roadhouse, as she's being told. Another 10 minutes goes by, back and forth, before that worker pokes his head outside again. This time I catch him before he closes the door behind him, and I tell him my name, and that I have an online order to pick up, and it's already paid for, to please go inside and check my order, and ask if there's another worker or two that can come out and help the hostess. After a few minutes go by, I get handed my food, the guy goes back inside immediately. I think it's a little messed up that no other worker, supervisor, or manager came out to assist when people were screaming outside. Now for the positives. Let's see. I didn't have to cook dinner after work. That's wonderful. I heard other people were waiting hours to be seated inside, so it's pleasant to know I only waited 20 minutes and I was leaving with my food. The hostess was nice, even while people were screaming out her. That's really all the positives I can think of right now, because unfortunately, my deep fried onion blossom was undercooked and had wet batter all over the bottom of it. The steak was overcooked and had no toppings on it that I had ordered, and a salad was missing from my order. But I suppose another positive was after talking to the manager about my order over the phone, he'd sent me a $15 coupon for my next visit. Now let's recap my visit. A little bit of chaos waiting for my food, with lots of screaming involved, make my visit not so enjoyable. I feel like management should have done a better job to help out their poor employee outside. Missing some of my food, overcooked steak, and undercooked appetizer left a foul taste in my mouth. But I didn't have to cook dinner, and my next visit there'd be $15 off. So there are my positives and negatives on my visit to Texas Roadhouse. But next time, I'll probably just barbecue my own steak after my work week.